Usually in the South, if there is some kind of strife going on in the United States, you hear places like Texas going, "We're gonna secede. We're gonna leave the United States." Nyeh, 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 nyeh. Because, they're always throwing some kind of hissy fit if the president sends down troops to do a thing, which is, the stuff that they usually do, like training and things like that. There's like, oh, the United States is trying to take over Texas. You're already part of the United States. They can't take you over. You're already there. But because of this latest election, unless you've been living under a rock or you've had your fingers in your ears for the last several days, and that's probably the best way to go, Donald Trump became I can't say it. Is going to be president of the United States.
He's fired.
He's fired.
President
You're
elect.
fired, Trump. Anyway, there's this new thing going around. It's called CalExit, and that's actually several states, which include California, Oregon, Washington, and Nevada, because those states have said, we're mainly blue here, and we have enough resources that we could go it on our own if we wanted to.
Ah.
And there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, this is just sour grapes. You guys are just pulling the same shit that Texas is doing. You're just crybaby. And honestly, maybe they are. But will they do it? There's some good precedent that's saying that they can do it if they actually wanted to. And if they should decide to secede without bloodshed, but if Trump gets in office, I'm sure there will be bloodshed. Because, I can't have anybody leave or do nothing against me because I got to leave. The States was huge when I was here, So,
No, huge. Not
huge. It was
Huge.
huge.
Why?
I have tiny little hands, but the States were huge. But it turns out, as I was saying, that it is possible that those states could, in fact, secede from the Union. Connie, your thoughts?
I didn't realize that Washington was a part of this because I wasn't at the meeting.
Yes.
Well.
Well, now.
Does Trump have $1 billion? uh, there's a lot of people every election cycle for I don't know since last 20, 30 years. If you don't like what's happening in the White House, people say, I'm going to go to Canada or something like that. And I'm like, oh, really? That needs to be the newest logical fallacy is what I'm thinking.
Argument to add to Canada.
Bandwagon, whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Bandwagon to Canada.
Why would we haul all our shit up to Canada and make
I
them
don't know.
deal with our problems? I don't know.
Although there's this great meme I saw where it says like a little ball and it's the United States and he's got like the building the wall against Mexico and there's like the Mexican state is going, "Okay?" It's like he's saying what in Mexican, and then the next panel down is the Canadian border building a fence and the United States guy is going, "What? Why? Oh, it's nothing and the Canadian guy's going, "Nothing personal." So
Well, I actually Dawkins talk moving to Canada. Argumentum ad a. That's a really good point. Yeah. No, I hadn't heard about this. I don't agree because I don't think that's how you solve a problem is by running away from it. And I granted, a Trump presidency is going to be a lot of shit. It's going to be a lot of bad crap. But we don't face it by running away from it. We face it by making it better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So anyway,
Dawkins was making the argument saying that compared to Trump and Pence said that they will take away folks' civil rights and human rights, and Obama didn't. They were just everybody was just so scared that he was going to take away their guns, which he never did. So
That's why Texas wanted to succeed because they were afraid Obama would take away their guns.
Yeah.
California wants to succeed because they're afraid Trump's gonna arm them all.
Yes.
Do you have any more thoughts on that there, Tom?
Well, there's lots of reasons to leave because of Trump, but I think they've been planning this for years. I think they've been planning this since the first Bush.
Oh yeah.
They just they figure we're big enough. We're bigger than half of Europe, so we should go it alone.
Yeah.
That way we can grow our pot and nobody's gonna fuss with us.
Honestly, I've thought about it. If California decides to secede, because my state here in Wisconsin, we actually went red for the first time since Reagan. And I was like a single digits adolescent at that time. So I might move to California until this blows over. So you'll see me getting a suntan on the beach. Any additional thoughts there, Tom?
I don't know who they can put, vote president. Schwarzenegger?
Oh, God, no. Then you just, no, we need to get back into union.
This is a state that had Arnold Schwarzenegger as their governor for, did he do 1 term or 2 terms?
He did 2 terms, I think.
He was governor.
He was gubernator.
Yeah.
The
So they were
gubernator,
willing to have
yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes.
lead them, but Donald Trump is too far.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think personally all the Republicans over in that that are in office, they're just like, are just crazy batshit,
Well,
But-
that's what I mean. They're batshit crazy enough to accept Arnold,
Mm-hmm.
and Trump is too much for them.
It makes me wonder if they're going to try to put, since they've got the House, the Senate, and the presidency, if they would try to put through a constitutional amendment right away, saying that so people like Arnold could become president, because there was a talk about that, too, a while back. Yeah, because Arnold he's not an American citizen, but he's been nationalized, so they might try to push that through because they've got
Because he's a
all
national
these
treasure. He is the Arnold.
Yeah. Prophet of Zod, what are your thoughts?
It's really hard for me to know what to think about this because it seems like the kind of thing people talk about every once in a while, and I would guess just nothing's going to come of it. But I don't know. There's this weird phenomenon. It seems like at least since Clinton, at least that's the first one I remember because I was old enough. Everybody just goes extreme against the opposition president and says like it's the end of the nation and all that stuff. And I don't know. Now it's got me thinking like, what do we do when we do have a president that crazy?
Yeah.
We're all kind of deaf to that sort of rhetoric, and that's kind of what California's thing sounds like to me. I don't know.
Yeah, there's been some really good stuff here in the chat room. Dawkins Dog is saying, is it crazy to think the GOP is using Trump as a useful fool, positioning the extremists around him before they can have him removed and replaced with Air Pence? Honestly, there's been people, they get in the office and the first thing you do, they start putting out like death threats and they're going to say, I'm going to kill the president, whatever. Honestly, I would suggest that don't do that. Please don't fucking do that because Pence is even 10 times fucking worse than Trump.
Yes, he is.
So if you're gonna do
He's
that,
scary.
start with Pence and then work your way up. Don't start at the top down. Don't do
isn't
either
that
one.
all,
Actually.
well, okay, but then let's follow the line down because Trump hasn't named his Secretary of State, and isn't that
I
the
heard
next
it was
person
Ben. I heard
to be president?
No, Bun Carson was no. He's gonna be Secretary of Education as Carson, I think. Yeah, I know, right? I could be wrong on that, but it's just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. No.
That's what I was hearing too.
I'm a bill. I am only a bill.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt the Republicans or anybody else are in that much control of this situation. I think it's just kind of spiraling out of.
Yeah, we're gonna. The
everybody's
whole
part.
country is gonna see how the Republicans spiral the country out of control in so many different ways. I'm actually more afraid of. This is gonna sound really bad, but I'm almost afraid for us, as atheists, to be in this country when the Republicans get into office because right now Trump hasn't even started his office yet, and I've been seeing reports around the United States. And one of them was in my next state over in Minnesota, where people who are Trumpers, I'm just gonna call them Trumpers, have been going around and harassing minorities around the area. Just like there was one situation where there's an Asian woman. She's from the United States. She was born here in the United States. She was getting off a plane and she was harassed by a Trump guy who grabbed her and then she hit him and then she got arrested. But the cop figured out that she wasn't the aggressor in this because he called the cops, to report her after he harassed her. I mean, to me, this smacks of like how the Christians will go on the attack saying, you're going to go to burn in hell and everything. And then when you tell them, no, I'm not, then they feel all persecuted and shit.
Ah, yes.
Did you like this segment of Packard Pokes At? If you did, please click here on the video to see more from this show. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the show. You can find our second podcast, The Atheist, the Bible, and No Wardrobe, on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Be sure to check those out.